midterms today, so a little
There we
tough.
go.
All right.
Hello.
Do I need glasses?
One second.
Blurry
It's
for
a
me
little
too.
I
blurry, a
can't
little
see. I
blurry.
know, I know. Hold on. Don't blur my
There
There
we
background.
we
go.
And we
go.
want to change this to the other one. Not this. Let me to get back to the right microphone. That one is on, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it's on. We can hear you.
Well, you can hear me, but they're sitting over there, so it's on like my computer and not on the um, microphone over there. Bluetooth, Tenevo speaker. Connecting. Oh, I don't know if that's the right one. Nope. Okay. I want this one. Can you guys say something? Say something? Can somebody say something?
Hello.
Yes,
It's
we can hear.
working.
All right.
You're recording. Okay. I think we're finally ready. So sorry for the delay, technology. Um, but we can go ahead and get started. Um, so take it away, Regina.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we want to welcome everyone to Homegrown Hillsborough Food Access Working Group, February the 10th working meeting. And we'll start off by introducing ourselves. My name is Regina Polite, and I am one of the co-chairs. Oh,
We can still see you.
I'm
Okay.
the co-chair. And we're going to start from my right, and we're going to introduce ourselves. And if you want to say, more about yourself, that'll be good. And then we'll go to the screen after that. Okay, so we'll start. Go ahead.
My name, okay, we could look there. So, my name's Holliston Wagner. I am one of the core members, I guess, of the working group. I work with the Department of Health. That's about it.
My name's Eileen Hernandez. I'm the secretary for the Food Access Group.
Okay, and then on the screen. Go ahead, Sonia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sonia Ivancy. I'm an associate professor at USF in the Department of Communication, and a lot of my work is around food access and food justice.
Next.
I can go. I'm RJ. I'm with Feeding Tampa Bay, and I work on our nutrition team.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Michelle Urenia. I am a registered dietitian and one of the co-chairs of the Food Access Work Group.
Okay, look like we have everyone. Okay, that's introduced themselves. So next on the agenda would be item number 2, which would be deliverables and old business. And then the A is acreage recap and feedback. Okay, let's start with our deliverables. Michelle, do you have a report or anything to report on that you want to give? Is she giving?
Deliverables from the Acre recap?
Yeah.
We just want to know,
We just wanna-
give us some feedback about Acre. How was it? Give us a
what do you-
recap for those who maybe didn't make it, etc.
Yeah, sure. We did a mini recap while you guys were setting up the Zoom, but the recap that I have the recap that I have is pretty much that I was pleasantly surprised with the turnout of all the members that joined the Acre workshop from all the working groups. And I believe from my take, I really enjoyed how each individual that joined our work group had a lot of feedback, providing information on who would be a good neighborhood store champion, who would be a good point person for getting local produce for the store. And then I think, Holly, you did a great job with just being secretary that day, just taking notes of all the contacts and all the information, because I feel like that's super helpful just to be able to follow up and not just give thanks to everyone for coming, but also to be able to join our future meetings. So hopefully we'll have a few coming up, if not today, for the next monthly work group meeting. But that's my input.
Okay, anyone else have any feedback? Go ahead, Holly.
It was good. I'm glad we found our champion, so I'm excited. Yeah.
And my take on it is that it was an excellent turnout, and hats off to Homegrown Hillsborough. Well, you guys, you seek us out and everything, but you guys, you did a good job, and it was just a good turnout, and everyone was excited in the different groups when we came together and we met, and they talked about what they had done and their plans and everything. So that was really exciting. And some of the collaboration that's going to be going on, that's even more so exciting, So we got a lot going on and getting things done. Yes, so that's my take on it.
Is there anything you guys think we should have done differently? Just if we do it again?
No, I liked how we could see what the other groups were doing and kind of tie it into what our specific group is doing. I like that.
I agree, Holly. Oh, sorry. I was going to mention that Regina mentioned there's now a work group or a meeting with all the head co-chairs as well. That I think that's good to keep everyone in the loop of what each work group is doing. So I feel like that's a positive that came out of it as well.
Yeah, and then hopefully we'll be working on this group after our meetings in February to come up with some kind of directory, maybe of a list of people that maybe we can use and not to go keep reinventing the wheel. That we will have people that this group have contacted and vetted, and so if we need someone from that group, we can just pull them or whatever. So that's what the group that has been initiated has come up with, and I think that's going to be a good idea. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? RJ, welcome back. RJ. See, I forgot your name. Don't call me Rachel, okay?
I was about to say, Rachel, nice to see you again.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yes, definitely. We're going to need our treasurer. Definitely. Yes, definitely. Okay, with that feedback, next on agenda item 3 would be new business, our work plan. Okay, and let's do our confirming our neighborhood champion and details. We've confirmed who that champion is, but we have not gotten the details yet as to, am I right, Michelle? We need to meet with her and get some things, how we're going to go forward and what some of the details of her duties and whether she's going to want to get paid and some of the logistics of that part of it. So that's where we are with the neighborhood champion.
Are you guys gonna outline anything?
We're gonna
have that ready.
No.
We're gonna work on it today.
Yeah, we can work on.
Well, you created an MOU, right?
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we did the MOU already, and I gave it to you, and you supposed to have given it to Dahlia.
And the feedback was that the MOU is good, but if they're it's not like a binding contract.
Right, it's not.
Right. So it's kind of up to you guys to put details or it's just more of a, you have something in writing of what is expected. So if you have duties, I think it would be good to have them in there. And I think you have some.
Yeah, some, but we don't have all of the duties. And I think once we meet, I don't know, we can come up with some of the duties between us today, if that's what, you want us to do as a group before we even meet with the champion and tell her what we expect. So that'll be a good thing. Guys ready to go for it?
Yeah,
let's go for it. Look at me so anyone with some input, let's bring up our action plan.
Well, okay, so you want to know your action plan? Okay, and did your action plan get digitized from the writing one?
I uploaded it all into the thing. I know we were talking about switching the timeline, so just flop those objectives and then wrote extra notes.
I'll bring it up anytime.
Okay, it should be. If not, I have it on my computer. I think I uploaded it though.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I flipped the objective 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go, so I can see.
Yeah.
Identify the champion.
Yeah, define champion, what it entails, paid hours, etc.
So do we want to put that under like notes? What?
Yeah, we can put it under
Duties.
notes, duties, or responsibilities and duties, I don't know.
You guys think?
I feel like definitely one of them is to attend these meetings.
Yeah. Attend working group meetings.
Do they have to be in person, or you want them, they can just attend period, like virtual, or kind of whatever works?
Yeah.
This person has to meet with, the store managers,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, right? That's what we want them to do first, is to meet with, what do we call it, the, meat market, the,
Discount meat market.
The discount meat
whatever
market.
the long name was.
Yeah, it's like
Just like food, meat market, everything.
Okay.
Every objective on there.
Okay, we meet with the meat market people.
Like keeping a log for like logistics
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like
Well,
that.
we talked about that in the MOU. Yep, they're gonna keep a log of their time travel and whatever else they do. That's
Like their
I mean,
hours
like,
kind of
I'm
thing.
talking about, well, that's good too, but like inventory,
okay.
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 so that we are just not like donating, versus we're seeing trends and keeping, I guess also like keeping record of it to see,
Mhm.
is this working, is it not? So keeping log of produce inventory and sales.
So are they keeping the log, or are they collecting it from the manager? Or like,
But is the
you work
manager-
with the
Maybe
manager
work
to talk
together.
about it?
Yeah. Work with them.
Is the
Yeah.
manager going to be someone that is a good, how can I say this?
Not like Buddy.
At keeping, yeah. Good at keeping inventory.
Yeah, we already. Yeah,
I don't want to offend. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart. It's probably the pregnancy. I'm pregnant, by the way.
Oh,
RJ.
congratulations.
So I have pregnancy brain.
Our working group is
Congrats.
all the time.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I just, is the manager going to be dependable with information like this? And if should we have them come every quarter?
The
You know,
manager of the store?
Yeah. I just,
It's up to us.
it's just, I don't know how reliable, I've never met the manager, but from the experiences that we've had
Buddy
already,
and Freddie,
it's
they
kind of
just-
scary, I would hate for us to run into the same problems over and over.
Yeah.
I think a store representative would be nice, but I wouldn't want to like put too much on the manager. Like if us providing this produce also comes along with all these responsibilities that they might not have time for.
They should tell them no if it's sold or not, right?
Yeah.
You don't want this person sitting at the store saying they sold or didn't sold, because I think also part of the issue with the other store was that it just disappeared and we didn't know if it actually sold or if they just gave it away or what. So like maybe working on it, just to ask them like sales in general, like are you selling them? I don't know. I just thought that was an issue. But like they're the ones who's gonna know if it's sold or not, right? Not the champion. They'll just know that it's gone.
And it might depend on the food, but we should think about like how we're keeping track of that. Is it by weight or number of items or?
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to pick something? Weight, item, number? Do you want to keep track of weight? Some way to, how are we measuring?
Are we good? Do we know exactly what's?
Things are like bunched, then number left would make sense. Weight is extra work for people to weigh things. But again, it kind of depends how the produce is organized or bunched or not.
I would also bring that up to the local vendors that are connecting with that store to see how they usually do it for other customers.
Maybe that's something we could, like, when we meet with the manager, we can ask him too.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's a duty for the person
Yeah.
to talk to.
They have to figure out how they're keeping it.
Is this also something we can ask Georgia and see how she typically provides or how much she plans to provide for the store? Is that what we're saying? Okay.
Yeah, I think with Georgia being experienced in this stuff, that's going to be part of this group leadership meeting that we're doing. To like, if there's a producer, then we can bring in our own producer, and then say, hey, here's what we need, and this is the amount. The coordinator can go to our people and say, this is the amount that I need for this store after she speak with the managers. From my understanding is how, we can make it logistically flow. So, and then how would we pay this person? Treasurer, we have to decide on that.
So it was my understanding that like we pay them as if they're billing for their services.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not putting them on our payroll. They would be like a 1099. I don't get right. Like it's not we don't pay them every 2 weeks. We pay them they bill for their services.
Yeah, they'll invoice and say, monthly, quarterly, whatever that kind of. So the MOU that you guys provided, that is kind of a good middle of understanding for the expectations, but the actual flow of money between well built and this person, that'll be a different contract because Dahlia has that for well built across the board, and in that will establish the cadence, and that will be a conversation with this champion or whoever's getting paid, but basically. Like I said, they won't be an employee of the well. They'll say, Monica's grocery services is billing you $500, and that includes 2 trips to the manager or to the store, delivery, reporting, everything expected of them. And then I've done these things. Here's my evidence. I've done these things. I'm submitting it, and then Dahlia will cut that check. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe also finding where in the store it would be best to display the items. Or if there's a freezer section or refrigerated section. And then also I was thinking maybe having some, since they're already in the community, having some outreach component so that.
Are they making it or are you guys giving it to them or?
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that
The
would.
budget, we can have marketing materials.
We have an excess amount of nutrition education materials we can always offer up. I'm always looking for ways to kind of the appropriate term is hand it off or truly get rid of it. So if I could drop off a couple of nutrition cards over there, we have about 12 and we're coming in more with a few. So I'd be happy to bring a box or so. Each box has a couple thousand. So it might be a little overwhelming, but we have enough to share. And for what it's worth, we do have some funds as well. If they needed extra racking, I'd be more than happy to purchase some racks and coordinate it so they have some display.
Nice.
Or even wicker baskets or something that kind of cleans it up. Because I know that this location has already produce provided, so I don't know how specific we are about combining the produce or separating it out. So it's a different, if we frame it local from Florida,
Organic.
yeah, whatever the lingo we're choosing to use. I think there's a really cool opportunity here to really highlight Georgia's farm.
I do want to let you know, RJ, we don't have our Georgia as a continued vendor yet. We are thinking of a few others as well
Okay.
that we brought up. I don't know if Regina or Holly has that written down from the Acre Workshop of the other possible vendors that we have.
Great.
Let's see. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Yeah, I put them all up there. Nick, SOP, Adrian, Miss Kitty with the coalition.
Community
Yeah.
Gardens, and then we have Middleton School Community Gardens, and then we have Nicole.
Oh yeah, Nicole. Yeah. I kind of put them in the both sides.
Those
action
are
items
our
and
bidders,
leadership.
but then these gonna be grouped together with the big, with a bigger group maybe of suppliers that we can grab from, that the leaders are get together. And Georgia's on that team as well. And so that's what we're trying to come up with. Our list plus their list.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have a better list of people who we can go to. What else?
On the agenda, I mean, I think this is kind of related, but it says cooking demos. Attend cooking demos. Are they going to be responsible for attending each one?
Michelle, can you speak on that, on the cooking demo, how that's going to, are we gonna, can she hear me?
Yeah. So I don't know if the neighborhood champion has to be there. It would be helpful to have their support, but I think it'd be best to just mark it, because I know that the neighborhood champion that they identified, Ms. Joanna, has a connection with the school that's close to the meat market. And so if she can get in touch with the parent teacher committee, or I don't know, if she can get in touch with the principal and kind of find a way that we can market it to the students and the families in that area close to the meat market, so that people can attend the cooking demos. I think that would be a good objective or task.
Yeah.
How is the produce getting to the store? Is it this person's job, or is it the people who grow it?
Maybe the coordinator can be in contact with the producer, which we select, or from the list that we come up with, and then it will be her responsibility to get the. I'm just thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
I'm thinking outside.
No, I feel like I like what you're saying. Like whatever we pick from that list, she can at least like be there, or like maybe like meet them at whatever time they drop it off, just to kind of like oversee that it's hey, it's here, or like have connection with the manager and be talking to him, be like, yeah, we received it, kind of that.
So we can put something like her duty would be to coordinate with the producer, the delivery,
Yeah.
and the quantity, the amount, or whatever.
Probably determine a price for that, right? So
And
are
determine-
you doing federal mileage, 75 cents a mile or whatever it is, or is it, do we need a refrigerated truck, 'cause that's more expensive? Do we need to be in a cooler, stuff?
Are we paying our producers to drive there?
Yeah.
Or are we, is she gonna go pick it up?
That again gonna be out of that meeting.
Yeah.
We're gonna do with the leadership, yes, and how they're gonna select these producers, and then how they're going to how they're gonna bill us, each group. So that's gonna be on our agenda, from my understanding.
So like to each producer, you'll kind of ask them, or will you deliver it for a fee, or do you need us to pick it up?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Those would be the questions.
What about, and I may be overthinking this, but what about on the meat market side, or I'm not sure the name, how are they going to allocate the funds? I mean, are they just at the end of the day, are they just like, oh, these vegetables, were sold and I'm going to take out this amount? I don't know how that works. Is that typical? Do they just have to do the math on that and just, because they do that every day, right? So I'm just curious, like, how are we gonna manage that? Because that's not the manager, that's the store employee, and that changes.
So like, are we paying the store to have it, or are they taking a cut? Is that what you're?
No, just keeping inventory,
How do they
like.
keep track? Is that what you mean? Like, how do they keep track of which
Right.
produce?
Because this is now, right, because the responsibility is now shifted from what we're doing, and now we're creating more responsibilities for the store. So how do we make it easy for them to, at the end of the day, and every employee, is that, I don't know.
I don't know what like systems they use because like I work at the bar and we do by weight for like tracking inventory and then like compare that to like the sales of like a specific product. But yeah, I feel like that group meeting they touch a little bit on like how the money shifts around. So yeah, I have no idea unless if they use like a system or something, maybe they can like program it into a system to be like put everything on like, hey, these all came from this producer. We put it into this pile, and then at the end, like they can do like the totals. I have no idea.
So maybe we should kind of find out.
Go ahead. You're probably going to say the same thing as me. We might need to meet with our meat market contact person and ask them how they want to do that.
That's kind of what I think we were.
Yeah, that
log. Keeping that log of that and determining the best way to do it with like there. So if their POS system, you can add an item and it can say like put an extra tag on it that says like HH or whatever. Then they can report back to us, right?
Yeah.
But it just depends on what system it is.
Exactly.
Unless
they're doing like pen and paper and writing it down, that would be really hard.
It has to do too much extra work, right?
But if I'm not mistaken, Michelle, correct me if I'm not, I don't know if I'm on the right track. Buddy and Freddie's, once the food was delivered there, it belongs to them, right? We don't, there's no money exchange between us. We just really give it to them, right? So there's no, am I correct?
Yes. So when Georgia provided the first delivery to the original market, I think it was Buddy's and Danny's, she mentioned that they received it, but she wasn't really aware of what they knew what to do with it. So a lot of it didn't go out into the space. It was more like in some storage area, maybe like a cooler or like a fridge. And so people did not have access to even buy it. There was no display. So that was part of the issue there. And then they did not keep track of any inventory that was left. So she felt that some of those items might have been lost or stolen. So that I think that's something to keep into account moving forward for the next vendor for the next meat market.
But one of the things, I'm just curious, but once we deliver the produce to them, we just want an account of, do they need some more? Do they need, how did they run out? That's all we need, right? Because it is the incentive is for them to get the food from us. Am I correct? That's how you did it at Buddy and Freddy's, right? It was their produce once we delivered it, and they could sell it for whatever. And it was their choice, right?
Yes, it was their choice. It was their choice. However, they weren't really aware of how to even price it out. I don't know if the manager had a lack of communication with the staff on how to price things out and how to keep a log. So that's where it fell short. So moving forward, I think it would be important to talk about before we even have those items, maybe survey what the community already is buying to kind of get an idea, gather that information on what they're already buying produce wise to before you tell a vendor like Georgia, here we need, 10 boxes of zucchini or whatever, versus maybe they like cabbage and they don't like zucchini. So these are things to think about before even scheduling a meeting with the local grower.
We might want to ask the local growers kind of what foods they tend to have available, what seasons, and then also maybe talk to some people in the community and then ask them what they want, if it's possible.
Sorry, this might be a stupid question, but the producers are not getting any kind of exchange out of this. They're just like donating.
No. Some of them will be charging. They will be charging home. This working group, yeah, they will be paid for their services and whatever. Yeah.
That is part of the budget, and that's why the mini grant for Georgia, she had that $2,000 to use as she liked. That was part of her grant.
Yeah, but it won't be 2,000. We have a budget, And that's why we need our treasurer to to keep track of this money so we're overspend.
Happy to be here.
We know that.
I got my Excel prompted.
Oh, wow.
Anything else you want to see this person do?
Wow, we have 11 different.
I mean, if you're filling out for a service, like 11 tasks, I don't think it's insane. Especially if some of them are work.
Coordinate, determine, set up, okay, establish, meet with, okay. Anything
Yeah,
else in this?
sorry, we're just having a hard time here in Savannah since she's not with the mic. Just in
Oh.
case if she's trying to address us, that it'll be easier.
Sorry, I'm a little further away. I'll try to yell.
No, that's fine. Just what? No, you're okay. Just heads up if you were trying to address us online.
I feel like also some of this stuff like we will also like help out with, so it won't fall like solely on her. Like the
Right.
educational information, RJ said he's gonna provide some of that. And then like we can also talk with the growers and like have that conversations too, just kind of report back. So yeah, I feel like 11 isn't terrible.
That's a pretty good start.
So something that might be worth considering is instead of going from like 0 to 100, what if there's a way to go from 0 to 75? So maybe something that might be like worth debuting if you guys can totally veto or reject this idea. But instead of going straight to like having designated space on a refrigerated produce shelf or something, doing like a handful of outreach events to kind of build that. So like the first one you guys had was very successful. And so if you were to get this person to basically establish a cadence of once every 2 weeks, once a month, like whatever that is between you as leaders and this person as a service provider. And then through that, you can identify kind of what Sonia was saying, like which locally grown things are in demand. You can do some cooking classes, either with like Michelle's organization, or we could rotate through partners, TPWA, Department of Health, other networks, other network partners. And then that way it also will kind of give your manager and the store owner time to develop that relationship, really talk about where to go. That's just an idea, and that's something that maybe you can float with Miss Joanna, because I do think that like coming, and maybe the meat market people are going to be so excited about this that they'll just say like, yep, here's refrigerated space. But usually like when somebody owns a for-profit grocery retail of any sort, every inch of space is a dollar sign. And so, you know, it might be a little bit of a risk for them to designate, especially refrigerated space. So you know, that would be something to consider is, and you can even kind of task that to Ms. Joanna by saying like, what are your thoughts on doing this? What kind of routine outreach to build that? Or you can just go straight for the gold and see if you can do that space. But I think that there is somewhere in the middle.
I know we talked about like a Meet the Farmers event.
Yeah.
So
So is that person probably organizing that, or is that something you guys are doing, or?
I feel like maybe a combination, you know, because we have the connections to the farmers, but they have the connections to the community and like bringing people out there. And I know the reason that we talked about this one is because we had done an outreach event there, and without really connecting with the community, we just put flyers and like did like door-to-door canvassing, and there was a good turnout there. So maybe I can help out with something with that, like on our side, and we get other benefits and kind of like sprinkle in homegrown Hillsborough and like the farmers stuff.
Okay.
Just an idea.
So can we like add to the duties, say coordinate maybe 4 outreach events? That'll include the cooking, that'll include the, you know, giveaways or something like that.
That's the cooking demos and just like meet the farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but number 7 and number 11 are somewhat kind of the same, so isn't a way that we can generalize it to say, perform marketing task on a monthly, whatever it is that we're determining, whether it's a monthly in-home or not in-home, monthly market cooking demo or whatever, just determine or
Was that marketing for cooking
just
demos?
generalize the marketing, because then you start putting all these, and then they're gonna be like, whoa,
I know, right?
you got 11 tasks, this is a lot. And then we can kind of condense it, and we don't have to be so specific. And we can just do marketing for farmers or, cooking demos. That's what they do at my jobs all the time. They always generalize the job responsibilities.
Yeah, they're like,
So, yeah, let's generalize these.
That's how you get them to do whatever. That's how you get them to do everything.
So, like Holly was saying, you guys will do it with them. So that's why I said help with coordination. So they're not doing it by themselves.
Right, exactly.
You guys will do it with them. Okay, that's not like entirely their job to do.
So
Coordinating.
we can do assist.
Yeah.
Marketing
With the
strategies to facilitate the food access.
So we want to put some assistance.
Yeah.
So the person would
We
be
can
so
we can read
scared.
it.
The person would be so afraid.
You know what I
Say, oh, that's not enough money.
So going off of what Savannah said, should we just first, like that should be like our first task for her kind of thing, is to do an outreach event? Is that what she was saying? And then kind of,
one to.
Yeah, like, I see how it goes.
yeah, okay. and
Well, first
like,
we gotta meet. The first,
Yeah. meet with her, meet
Yeah.
with the guy from Discount Meat
And,
Market.
I think what we're gonna do is like the responsibility to do will be like typed on a sheet of paper. So she wants to 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it would be like, oh yeah. So she can look and say, uh-oh.
And you can put this in the MOU.
Yes, okay, yeah, then I can cut and paste it into the MOU, that this is part of the responsibility. Yeah, okay, that works, yeah.
And then it's signed and everyone understands that this is
Mhm.
what the
Right.
expectations are.
Gotcha, okay, that's gonna go well.
Okay, great. So then, there's nothing else to add there. I'm just gonna say.
Okay.
Did you?
Seed plan,
Yeah.
okay, so we,
So when we meet with, or when you guys, I don't know if it's just like the leaders are meeting with Joanna.
no, you can meet as well, and anyone who wants
Just
to,
to
you as well. I mean, they're open.
Okay.
It was just that when the conference was over with, Dee, she just said, hey, you guys, why don't we just, because so much overlap is going on here, let's just get together on a Zoom and let's try to compartmentalize this stuff, and then for everyone to have access to everyone, what they may need and whatever. So that's what it wasn't exclusively to
Okay, I didn't know if it
co-chairs.
was or not.
Yeah, because I think you were on one of the.
Yeah, I was on one of
It was
them.
like, so yeah, we'll tell
Okay.
whoever wanna, be on that committee as well, 'cause that's gonna be our initial planning meeting to go forth with some of the different contractors they'll be contractors for,
Yeah.
whatever,
Okay.
yeah.
So on the agenda, when we talk about you guys, the next task would be to.
all right, so.
Is that something you still want to do? I know you kind of talked about have your list and stuff. Did you want to pick out 4 local growers right now? Or do you want to do something else?
Okay, so next, you're talking about the number 2 on the agenda, determine the
Yes.
4 growers and preferred food. That's gonna have to be tabled maybe for our meeting in March with the group, so we can get the growers, because they were talking about like is it Parksdale Farm, and using those people, and then we have the coalition, we have, several people, so we just want to make sure we got everyone, so we can just table that till next month, table.
Maybe also wait for the outreach to find out what foods you want them to grow.
Mm-hmm. It'll be seasonal, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that will lead us to our next on the agenda, which be the
Budget details.
budget detail. We have a treasure here.
So, I made this as an example of how you can kind of keep track of this. This is, so this is an example to kind of show you how we want to fill it out. So the total allotted, for example, would be $4,000, and then you can say, the awardee of this section of the grant is the working group, and you hosted an event, and it costs $500. So there's a formula over here that'll keep subtracting it. So then you say organization A, maybe that's a grower, and then you're going to say the contracted services, they grew however many things you asked for, and that costs $1,500. So then again, this subtracts it for you, same thing, and then I did it here. I just put the allotted amount as $10,000, but you have up to 15, but we don't want you to just be like, we have to use $15,000. So let's just throw money everywhere. We want you to actually kind of determine what exactly you're spending money on. So if you want to kind of think about how much does a cooking demo cost? How much should we allot to our growers? How much of your budget do you want to go to different things? How much are you going to pay this person? It doesn't have to be this isn't a strict, what we're writing here today is a permanent decision, right? But to give us an idea of how much this project is going to cost. Because you kind of want to know, when you go to talk to Joanna, you can tell her, we have this amount of budgeted, or you can say, what does it cost? It's up to you, how you want to negotiate that. But just to give us an idea of how we're going to spend the money, so I made this as a sample, so we're going to make a copy and put it in your folder. And then
Savannah, are we also keeping track of any continuing education on here?
I had it on the old, did I leave it on here somewhere? I had it in the old, in the original version of this document, but I took it off. I would say we can leave that as a separate file. Okay, sorry, let me.
Oh, that's not going to go in the same budget as this right here, right? We have a separate budget for education. Oh, okay.
I don't know where you guys want it, just in your folder generally. If you want to move this somewhere, RJ, you totally can. But I just have it in the food access folder, the general folder. So it's named, so I'm going to close this one. And this is yours now. So I'll delete this. Any thoughts on how you want to, what do we want to do with this money? We can do a little research if you guys want to start looking things up. It's how you want to manage their time.
Well, Michelle can give us some idea what would be the cost of a cooking, demo or class, at the site. And then we can have, material. Well, we're going to have a lot of donated material. What else you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Flyers, printing costs.
Yeah, marketing materials. But I know, or you said, like you said, donations.
Do you want us to keep track of those donations as in-kind on this sheet as well?
That would be good, yes.
Okay.
What else kind of ideas we have?
Yeah, any thoughts? How much does this cost? There's
marketing.
Look something up there. How much do you want to spend on marketing? And
which I think is really important, especially because we can really focus on that one small neighborhood, Sulphur Springs, versus all of Hillsborough County. So I think that's going to go a long way. Marketing, and then of course, just the cooking demos. We had to determine whether it's monthly or bi-weekly. Yeah. I prefer monthly just because, but that's, I guess it's collective, do we want to maybe vote on?
I also agree monthly too.
Because that's going to determine the cost too. If we do bi-weekly, we're going to be spending
a lot more. Bi-weekly is a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so do we want to vote on that?
I vote for monthly also.
You vote for
monthly
sale?
Monthly, a monthly administration.
Okay, online, who will vote for a monthly sale? Okay, Sonia, okay. Now, if we get one person that objects, then that means we have to, I read the rules.
You have to say, does everyone consent to moving forward? As long as nobody has any critical concerns that we do this monthly, then we can move forward. So that really asks, are there any critical concerns?
Are there any critical concerns? Michelle, I see your hand go up.
When you say monthly, that includes the meet the growers and that includes the outreach. That's not just the cooking demo, or is it just the cooking demo?
Because we can only do 4 cooking thingies, right?
But that's
I mean,
my
our goal
question
is to do
because
4.
then that's my question because if we do 4 cooking demos versus 4 events, the price will vary. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah.
If we do a meet the grower versus a cooking demo, we won't have to spend as much. We'll just have to probably pay for the vendor to show up for this amount of time versus having to do all the prep because the cooking demos takes a lot of prep work. So that's why I feel like that would cost a little bit more.
I know just from doing outreach events, like in my position, we don't get paid like any extra to come to events. So I think that you can maybe like find some, or like if we're, to save money on that front so we can spend it somewhere else. I know a lot of like Department of Health, I know like Baycare, some of those come out and provide services like of no cost to the like hosting event. Yeah, like we can come out and we provide, sometimes we'll do like screenings. We just get invited, we come, we set up our table, and that's about it.
I don't think members of this working group would volunteer.
Yeah, correct.
Exactly. And then you have Feed America,
Yeah, we definitely invite partners as well to show up and make it a bigger event.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
So my understanding is we are voting only on the cooking demo being monthly, not on other events. Just to answer Michelle's question, is that what your understanding was?
Is it cooking demo plus?
Yeah, should it be separate or should
We can do separate because we can only do 4 cooking demo.
You can do more.
We can do more if we want. Oh, because in our goal, we got.
If you exceed your goal, we're not going to be mad.
Oh, okay. Well, then we got to take a vote. Okay. Do we want to do more cooking class than 4 that our goal speaks of? And that's by vote. We have to.
I think so. Let's look at our timeline. When do we want these to start? Because this money needs to be spent before October. So ideally, you're done in August or September. So do you want them to start next month, or do you want them to start in May or April? So then we can kind of figure out if we do monthly, that would be how many demos or how many events. So if you want to do just 4 demos and then fill the other months with an event, do 1 event per month, 4 demos, 3 whatever, or 2. I don't know how many months. Like when do we want this done? Summer, it's gonna be hot. Do you still want to go out in July?
And then it's raining. Oh my gosh. Over here.
Right. So that's
and welcome Tracy to our meeting.
Thank you.
Well,
sorry to be late.
For like the timeline, we had, I think, on the what was the timeline on the template that we have for cooking events of like when we wanted to have that established by? So we had those between March and April to have that or finish it, get those 3 to 4. So it'd be like May maybe to get an event started. I don't know, I'm just following off of the timeline that we had established.
Agree, Holly. I think between April and May would be a good starting point and try to finish before August so that we can collect the data and have enough time to kind of review before October.
So then it would be June, July, August, September. So then it would be monthly within
just cooking demos.
For the cooking demos, yeah.
For the cooking demo.
What is the time commitment? Because the last one that we only did 1, right?
We've only done 1 so far.
I was there and was there for a while. And although, I had my daughter there, it was an experience. There was no bathrooms. I mean, I don't know if this new meat market has a bathroom, but even if I think I did go to the meat market, and that bathroom was okay. But for that amount of time, and if I bring my child, again, maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I want to kind of get an idea because for childcare and stuff like that, we all have lives as well.
Of course. Well,
So what's a reasonable time?
okay, I'm gonna say, my suggestion for that, this is my suggestion, because Healthy 22nd Street, we have workshops every month, once a month, and they're conducted the third Saturday of each month from 1 to 2. We are strict with that timeline, and it's in and out. Now, we need to structure for the cooking as well, a time frame. If we start at 12, we need to be out of there by maybe 2 or 3:30 or something like that. 12 or 10, let's say 10. And then, but let's think about it. Tracy, I think you had something to say.
First of all, I did hear somebody say from May to July and not June to August. And I was thinking May to July might be better because in August, again, you have that heat. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on that. And 3 hours is
Ample enough.
ample time for a cooking demonstration.
Exactly.
Ample
3 hours.
time. Mostly the things should be pre-prepped and easy. So I would think that would be a good amount of time.
Is that including setup or excluding setup?
Just including.
Set up.
I would say
Including.
I didn't hear
I
that.
agree. I
Set up.
agree,
That
yeah.
should be set up.
Oh yeah,
and-
including setup. Mhm.
Yes.
And breakdown, yeah, to
Mhm.
clean up. Because when we did the kickoff event, Regina, I believe it was from 3 to 5. So it was 2 hours about.
Yeah, it was about 2 hours.
Or you could do it in the afternoon, you could do it in the early evening, so that it's not hot, because the sun doesn't go down until 8 o'clock in the summer.
Yeah.
You could do it at 6 o'clock p.m. So it's dinner time, people are coming. I think you can work around it a little bit.
Mhm.
Another thing to consider as well, I don't know if this makes a difference, is that the kids are going to be out of school. So
Yeah,
there
they
will
wanna
be
do it.
more opportunities to outreach for children, which if we get them, we got their parents.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion. So maybe May is a good time to start. And I know it's hot, but we can, 3 hours if we bring a lot of water, if we can outreach to the kids, what they're going to be, playing video games and hanging out in the street. It's better that they're learning about their diet than playing video games and stuff.
True, yeah.
Because once it's August, they're on their way back to school. So.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's vote on this. You need to vote. We don't need to vote.
Unless it's like a-
You need the, what's it called, the gavel.
Okay.
You really don't.
You have any major concerns about this time frame?
So
If so, speak your piece.
My concern more is I know WellFed, when we do cooking demos, we charge per hour. So if you do a 1 hour demo, maybe you want to pair it with an outreach event. So you have a cooking demo and a meet your farmer same day. So that helps you fulfill maybe it's scheduled for 2 hours. The 3 hours includes setup and tear down, but it's the cooking demo doesn't usually last 2 hours. You can give it
exactly.
once you're done cooking, you can keep passing it out for the next hour or whatever. But consider that time, maybe, because like I said, we have 4 months pretty much to do your outreach. So maybe trying to combine things so you have more to do. You're not just out there for an hour, but while you're out there, you do cooking for an hour and then you do your farmer stuff for an hour. Something like that, things to attract people if you want to make your events more impactful, I guess. And you don't have to do an event every week. Instead, you do once a month with more content.
I think that's a great idea, but one of the things that I thought of just now as you're saying that is where is anybody or everyone going to park? Because that was another situation. In Sulphur Springs, it's kind of a small community. So when we got there, we were told, no, you can't park here. You have to move your car. And I think, if we have the farmers and Homegrown and, the neighborhood champion, we're already creating kind of a traffic situation for the storefront. I think that's a great idea, but I just see that it can be a challenge.
I do remember the parking was an issue when we had our event there, and they just told us, because it was during the summer, so the school was closed, so we were allowed to use their parking.
That's what I was gonna
It
say.
was like a little bit of a walk behind the block, but yeah, that definitely was an issue. And then it was like people, they have an area where they kind of like put us off to the side where there's cars back to back. So if you got here first, but you need to leave first, you gotta ask whose car is this and that.
Yeah,
So.
this store is not set up like Buddy and Freddie.
Okay.
It's a little bit more because the school is right there on the side and there's parking along that side gate and then inside, like she said. Yeah, so I don't think we would have that big a problem like we had at Buddy and Freddie's. And then we see Tracy. You have your hand up, Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Just about set up for those who do cooking demos. Is there an available cook stove, or do you have to bring your own Coleman stove? What does that look like?
Each person that we, Michelle, you might want to hop on this one because hopefully each person we select for the cooking demos, they're going to have their own equipment.
Okay, I have a Coleman stove. I just want to know, like,
I
if I had to do this, am I bringing my Coleman stove?
Yeah, you would.
Or what am I doing? So, because I haven't seen one before, so I wanted to make
Yeah, Michelle has one. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. All right, I have one too. I got propane.
Okay.
I would think the contractor would be responsible
I
for
know,
bringing
right?
their equipment, yeah. That's a good question, though.
Yeah, exactly. A good question. Wow.
We
Okay.
didn't put any numbers on here. We got the budget open, we don't put any numbers on.
I think.
I don't know what
I think beverages, because of the time of the, I think we could just, even if it's just $50 for water.
So do
Yeah,
we call
just
it like
water.
event supplies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food,
Or
A
some
tent,
items
honestly.
or whatever.
I'll bring my own water.
Yeah. Also like
Event supplies
if
for-
we have a tent. Okay, yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You're not.
Homegrown was where it has.
Oh, I thought you said you're not supposed to use it. I was like, okay. I didn't know if that was needed to be added in.
Like one-time use stuff.
Yeah.
Things like, a tent, we have signs, but if you need to print custom signs, that would be part of marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if you want to do, like the yard signs, like that's a budget, like an item, something that's custom, yes, but like
Yeah.
we have Homegrown Hillsborough event supplies, generally, like,
Yes.
we don't need to do about 10. Any
Trash, like trash bags and
Yeah.
stuff, or bins even, if we can allocate for that, so we're not just having a tied up bag.
Yeah. I know also that we did a rental porta potty too, just to have an extra
That's
bathroom,
a good idea.
and they just had it outside.
Because I did an event and
That
I
was-
did a
they
porta
did it
potty.
with
That
for all
thing
the
is
testing.
expensive, so
Yeah.
Seems like it could increase
I'll
our-
tell you, that is expensive.
Just an idea,
Yeah, well,
maybe
yeah.
out there. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and that's
Just an idea, have it out there. We could try it without a porta potty because of that. Yeah,
You do it after we go to the bathroom.
right. The only reason that we had it out there is because we were doing, testings and stuff too. So they had an area to go in, and if they needed to do like a urine sample, they had the bathroom to use it. And also for people that needed to go to the bathroom too. The traditional use for the bathrooms. I know.
Michelle, I know you probably paid a lot of this out of your pocket, but like plates, I mean, should we put that in there?
That should be like the vendor, maybe? Yeah, the vendor should be, their supply.
Yeah, I can send a list are you saying for the cooking demo?
Because that'll be part of
I can send
their
a list.
cost.
I know we had the champion. That was I know that's a kind of a given that we're gonna have to pay them, but
we need to put it on the
yeah, we didn't put it up there. We didn't put it up there.
It's called like champion billing or like champion services.
Services.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any idea how much we should allot for this? Or any?
What do you
I don't know. I know Tracy, you said that there was someone that was a wellness champion in New York, but even though it was New York prices were different, were you able to get a somewhat of a number on that?
I didn't hear the first question, the first part of the question.
I know in the Acre Summit you mentioned in New York they had some like champion like something similar to that, but it was New York prices. Were you able to determine what those were or what the translation would be to Florida prices?
So, no, I didn't look it up, so it's not factual, but just in general, where Florida is paying around like 5 to 700 for things, in New York, you're paying like 1,500 more
Hmm.
than what you guys are paying.
Okay.
But it's catching up. Like you're actually approaching parity at this point. And I think a lot of the reason that the parity is there is because you have so many New Yorkers moving down here. So that has like elevated the prices. But it doesn't work well for the wages because the wages are stagnant and the prices are rising. So that's something that I've noticed.
Well, so what would like a reasonable wage for like Michelle, you do this as part of your work, right? So like what like if I go to Dahlia right now and I say how much does it cost for a cookie demo, I know the answer is $300.
Well, five, 3 to 5, yeah.
Yeah. And then that is for 50 people with all the materials provided, staff, everything, and then like disposal, everything taken off site. So that is turnkey, $300, and then it's $1 per additional person over 50.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you have an event with 400 people, that's $350.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, an event like that in New York, if you're paying, did you just say 350 for
300.
like for how many people?
For 100.
100.
They're gonna charge you like 1,500 in New York. That's like for doulas, I charge like 1,400 here. You'd be three in New York.
Yeah.
Like an average apartment with nothing. You don't get parking spaces, you don't have a pool, and you're gonna pay $3,500 for nothing.
Yeah.
Down here, you're gonna get like bells and whistles and all kinds of wonderful things. So I'm voting with the Florida side. I like that better.
But
You
so
get value for your dollars.
So 350. Well, but that's a different. That's not, I guess, the different thing than the champion services. That's what the cooking demo.
Yeah, the
is.
cookie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said I didn't check the champions, but
Yeah.
those are kind of like the price point.
Well, and so I mean, like, let's talk it out. Like,
I'm trying to look it up.
what's getting you guys out of bed for?
Is it okay if I share a little bit? So
Yeah.
just from my own experience at the nonprofit that I worked at in New York, it was more of an hourly rate. So based on at least for nutrition cooking demos, like $30 to $40 an hour. So depending on how long the event was. And then like you mentioned with the amount of people, that'll also take into account. So if it is 100 people, then you might want to add a little bit more for that. So I can do some research just off
Mhm.
what is being done in Florida. From when I worked in the Hillsborough County, it was a lot less than that. And at the WIC, it was a lot less than that whenever I did classes or cooking demos. But that's just a range.
So should we do it hourly then for the?
So I don't think so. I think for our champion, you guys have already done this. You made a list of what you expect from them,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can ballpark and say how many hours we would expect that to take them, and then create a whole number for that. And then when you go to your champion, I mean, and honestly, maybe this champion they come to you and they say, this is what it costs to do it. But if they're also new at this, they're willing to negotiate, then I think someone needs to come with a starting point. So like, if we're thinking that this champion is spending 10 hours a week, is that what we're thinking? 5 hours a week? 20 hours a week? What do we think?
Maybe 5 hours.
Yeah.
So 5 hours a week, so over a month,
Time.
that's like 20-ish hours a month.
20 hours, yeah.
Okay. And, and so so there's a starting point there, 20 hours a month. We should be considering Florida wages and not New York wages. And so, for a job that requires administrative capabilities. Somebody needs to know how to use online tools, Excel, email. Are they creating the marketing events? Are they paying someone to, or marketing stuff? So they need to have kind of a operations, a little bit of a background. They need to have a community. They need to be a community-facing person, right? They need to be able to build those relationships with whoever we're trying to build it with. So like for that kind of skill set, what would be like a reasonable wage? I don't know. I'll tell you guys right now.
Michelle was correct. It is 32.51 per hour.
And that's in New York?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Michelle looked it up.
Make around $30 an hour. And I have a master's degree, and you guys can see all the work that I've done with Homegrown Hillsborough. So, and like, I also have a salary position with paid time off. That is different than like contract work. Like usually with contract work, you are billing more because you're managing your own business or whatever. But like, I think what?
More overhead.
It's more overhead. Yeah, exactly. So I think that wage sounds like a reasonable wage. So what is 20 hours times 32?
Hold on.
You said 32, right?
I mean, that's what Tracy said. She said.
Yeah.
600.
So
Yeah.
$640 a month to be our champion, to do the things that you guys are going to specify.
Yeah.
And I think that when you have this conversation, you say, hey, we think it's going to be 20 hours a month, but the job has to get done. So if it takes this person 30 hours, they're not going to get 10 more hours of wage. The expectation's set in the beginning. So you say, hey, do you think this is 20 hours a month? Or do you think this is 30 hours a month? And if so, 640, you kind of get the process that I'm chipping away at. So if we wanted to put a number in the Excel sheet, we could $640 a month over 4 months. Is that what we said? I don't know. I kind of
Till October 1st, right? Is that when the So wait. So let's just say we get her in March. So I have to come in March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 7. So times 7 is $4,480.
$4,480.
You can make a clear list of deliverables also, so that like certain benchmarks have to be hit for them to be able to ask for that.
Yeah.
And that is your responsibility as leaders to make sure that your service providers are meeting your expectations, doing the work that you expect. This is a learning process. So like after we have our first go around, we'll probably want to debrief and say what we can do better and what worked really well. But I guess another important question to ask is like, you all are service providers in your own way. Would you get out of bed for $640 a month for this type of work? I'm seeing some yeses. I'm seeing Tracy debate it.
It's part-time. Yeah.
Part-time, if it's a part-time.
Part-time maybe, yeah.
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 It's 5 hours a month.
Yeah.
7 hours a month.
Yeah.
For 7 months,
Yeah. Because that is important, because sometimes like if somebody wanted to pay me for 2 hours of work, I probably wouldn't, I don't bill my time, but I probably wouldn't bill them for 32 hours because they have to kind of like turn my brain off of something, switch gears, different equipment, all of that. Like sometimes like it does, you do need to ask yourself, like, is this going to be enough to motivate somebody? Even if the hourly wage breaks down to be like, yeah, that's a lot of money. Okay. But it still is like, is that going to be someone, is it going to draw a candidate basically? But to me, I think that's a reasonable, ultimately let's even round it up, $5,000 contract to get this person to get this done.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. Round it up to $5,000.
For what it's worth, it's pretty competitive. We have a position up for educator right now for contract up until September, and salary-wise makes out to be like 20 to 22 an hour. So looking at like that would be pretty competitive.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so that's what he said. Okay, thanks for that. And then, I mean, so like, honestly, what I would encourage, some steps in between, let's pull up that job and see what they're requiring of their, like, what kind of duties and responsibilities? Do we have a distinguished culture, a design implementation of program? So basically, like, what can we copy from this and amend to our expectations
So that way, when you go into that conversation, you can say, this is what we're expecting. And like, go scroll down, see what kind of experience. Yeah. So Excel in a working in a fast-paced environment, proficient in navigating fast-paced evolving public health environment. Does it have proficient with Microsoft Word, Google Suite? Like these are things that yeah, go on.
This position focuses a little bit more, or this iteration this year focused a little bit more on somebody like in school or just graduated from school, but previously last year, they didn't need to have a nutrition background or a public health background. So, and we had great educators. So I don't think they necessarily need to have a particular like educational background as long as they're willing and they're great people person.
Yeah. And then, I bet you if we were to hop on Indeed.com or any other career, like we could look for a community coordinator position and they would also have a lot of really good starting points. So I do think I think that you guys have a really good start with that MOU and some of these other things that you've defined, but you do want to have it in ultimately bullet points like this. So when you go in, there's just not a lot of wiggle room and everyone understands the expectations and the deliverables. Yeah. So, hey, we have a $5,000 contract, and this is what we're expecting ballpark around 20 hours a month. This is what we need the deliverables to be. Let's, do we proceed or not? And they might say, oh, well, like I cost more than that or not. I don't know how that conversation's going to go.
At least we have like a number to get there.
Right, we have a number.
Yeah, exactly. The 5,000.
Yeah. So you went around 5. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say like
rounding up too.
Well, it has to be a number if you want to use your math. So I would go ahead and just put 5, and then in the description, in the description, just say round to 5. Yeah.
For 7 months. Rounded to.
So now we have $5,000 left for marketing, cooking demos. So let's use that $300 a cooking demo.
Yeah, the cooking up there, you have to put like 12. But that's just the minimum of 3, right? That's just the minimum we say.
Oh, the minimum this is for
cooking.
Well-fed. So everyone's organization is different, but if we want to use that as like an industry standard, quote unquote, then it's 300 minimum.
300 times 4.
So 1,200 would be. So 4 demos at, $300 each. Okay, and so for marketing, what does that entail? That's like flyers and posters?
A lot of donated stuff. So let's say a good, maybe 300
stuff.
Yeah, 300, because a lot of donations we're gonna get from you.
So do you guys know those big A-frames? Have you seen those? Like the big plastic A-frames?
Yeah.
So we have the plastic frame to get something printed, like a poster printed. It's $150 each.
Jeez.
Yeah, right?
So we say like 3.
Oh,
$50 for 1 piece, so 2 would be 100.
Okay, so they're $50 each. So
I think it was 35. I can look at my receipt.
Yeah. We were kind of surprised how expensive they were.
But then we would have to only print it one time and we use it for the.
As long as you don't have a date on it,
right.
as
We
long
don't
as
put the
it's
date
timeless.
on it. Right.
But yeah. So you could have, a healthy neighborhood store food demo or whatever, and you use that sign every time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So, but like those are things that would come out of this budget, and Savannah's maybe looking it up right now, but
should we round up then to like $500 if it's going to cost that much for that?
Maybe.
Are we considering social media marketing or?
That's a good idea. How much does that stuff cost?
I was gonna mention that because for the kickoff demo, me and Georgia promoted it on the social media for our accounts. I think that would be good to include.
But like, did you pay for an ad to promote it, or did you just post it on your account?
No, we just posted it on our accounts, but I think that's a good idea to market it online as well. Either through the local growers, if they have their social media, or
now you can also advertise with local newspapers, and you can put that in there. You can say marketing, local newspaper.
I know, like
especially that area, you got the Florida Sentinel Bulletin. You have Challenger.
Creative Loafing is free.
Creative Loafing is free. Yeah, you're right. So yeah.
And the A-frame sides are $43 for one side, so 2 sides would be $86 from Roebuck.
So $86.
Yeah.
So if they get 3 or 5, maybe a good start. Because it's gonna change month to month because you have the supplies already, because you're not gonna
Well,
date.
just what's the total? You know, so like your total for your supplies, and you probably reuse a lot of stuff, which is great. So,
Yeah, we use a lot.
yeah, reuse most of it. Okay, so.
One question, are the materials only in English or like
Oh, that's a
Sulphur
good
Springs, do they
question.
speak other languages in Sulphur Springs?
Yes,
Good question.
you do have a diverse community there of Hispanics. So yes, it could be both in English and Spanish.
The Sulphur Springs school pantry that's right behind that store is one of ours that we're close with, so I can get some more information about the demographic in that area.
Okay, cool.
So we did 300, 500, play it safe, go 5.
Yeah. For a start. Yeah.
So $3,000, like what else? You want to allot money for event supplies, like the water, trash?
Yeah, we
cans?
can figure that out because that restroom is gonna cost you over $200, I can tell you that.
Well, you have $3,000.
I know, right?
Yeah, so
Well, that's
so you want to Google?
I'm Googling right now.
Rental porta potty.
You got it. Porta potty.
Yeah, for 3 hours.
For 3 hours, yeah. I think they charge you about a day, just one charge.
Yeah.
I don't think they charge you about an hour with those things. I can remember right.
Here we are.
I can think of my years. The last time I got one.
Just for the restroom.
Is the cooking demo at the meat market or?
Yeah, typical cost is between $100 and $300. In Tampa Bay, it's $150 to $250, and it's for the day. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're expensive. Oh, so let's say, well, we got a budget of how much for those supplies?
To answer your question, Sonia, yes, they were planning to do them at the meat market, the cooking demos.
Yes. All of this will take place at the meat market.
Right, yeah.
You want like more fancy things.
2, and then water we know is not gonna cost no more than 50 buckaroos.
So maybe 500 again for event supplies.
For all,
all 4
Even the
events.
for 4 events. So do you want to say like miscellaneous, like $50 for like the little stuff, water, trash bags, maybe you're gonna have to grab random other stuff you don't know about yet.
Is that like per event?
Miscellaneous, okay.
I would say totally.
Okay.
But then like restroom rental is how much you're saying?
They give a range, but it said between 150 and 250.
200 and something dollars. Yeah,
So
because I think I paid like
times 4, it's like
800. Yeah. It's like 1,000 for the event supplies, and just round up.
Just say. I don't know. We'll make it 100. Okay. Oh no, that's a lot. 200. Wait.
Yeah.
You're just gonna end up
Yeah.
needing, you better have a little extra.
More than not. And we have wiggle room. We've got 2,300 remaining.
Right, so what else do we need to make our goals happen? What else do we need to be paying for?
Good question. For the rental, isn't that, well, you've already calculated it already for the 8, okay.
I'll say $200.
$2,000 left.
We think.
What else
We
would
think.
be valuable to you all.
Oh, what about music?
Yeah.
A DJ.
Yes.
We do have a speaker.
A DJ.
Last time.
Didn't.
But I think in your $200 miscellaneous, if you need to buy another speaker, I think it would fit.
Okay.
I think it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I'll double check with the Growing Club, but last week I dropped it off.
Okay, we're good. Oh,
Yeah.
A DJ, I love that.
Michelle, your husband, isn't he like he played music and everything? Give him a job.
He's not a DJ. No, not at all.
He did a good job.
No. I was actually gonna say, are we not having a budget for the vendors? I thought that was part of it. For the local growers? Do we not have a budget for them? For the produce?
Exactly. We have, listen, like I said,
We had
15. How much, I don't know, Georgia, from what I understood, she allotted too much money to produce and wasn't able to get it all in the store because of other issues. But like, she allotted a lot for produce. I don't know, how much would produce cost?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. But we could put like produce on there, and then after the meeting in March, maybe we can get a better
Right.
like produce and transportation too.
Yeah, produce, and then I'll look at that as a separate line. Because that might end up being,
A separate cost, you think?
well, you might end up having to give it to the champion instead.
Oh, yeah,
It can kind of be a
because the
separate
champion
line.
might have to go pick it up.
Yeah. If the growers are like, I don't have time, because I know that if you're using milks and like Kenny can't deliver anything.
Yeah,
He's on
okay,
school
you're
till
right.
5 o'clock every day. Yeah.
You're right.
So like, just things like that. So we need produce, transportation, and $10,000, like I said, is not the cap. The cap is 15, but I just threw a number out here because you don't have to spend 15. If you have 4 producers, if you give them all $1,000 of produce, I think that's pretty solid. I don't know. But I don't know. It all depends on how much goes to the store, and one bundle of kale is $4, so that's a lot of kale, right?
Yeah.
$1,000 is a lot of kale.
Is this for the events or just for the actual?
For the store. Yeah, for the whole situation. For the Healthy Neighborhood Store, paying for everything. Yeah, so thank you, Michelle. That's exactly what I was looking for, is what else are we paying for? The produce. Key element.
Help it out.
Right?
Yeah, Michelle.
Hey, we're here.
Oh, gosh.
Right. So we want to make that as a wait
table.
till we talk
Just wait till we
all right.
meet in March.
Any other budget line items that we're missing that we need to add?
Anyone can think of anything else?
So this isn't set in stone, but this is information.
Right, at least that's something to go by. We have a
Like,
go.
maybe handouts, like, besides paper, and recipes. I think
Like
last time-
giveaways?
Giveaway, not a giveaway, but, well, yeah, maybe a giveaway, but,
Yeah.
I think last time we were giving
Like
out,
incentive
like,
items.
yeah, like, cooking items, something that had, maybe something that they can refer back to. I don't know if it had Homegrown, Hillsborough, Michelle?
Marketing stuff? Like, would you call that marketing? Would you group that into like print out, handouts, anything that you're going to be handing people? And I can put that here.
Like an incentive or like a cooking tool?
Michelle, yeah, you were
Oh,
giving
like
out
giveaways?
away, like free items.
Okay, so you want like giveaways?
I think they were
Yeah.
homegrown. They were homegrown incentives though that Savannah gave me. I forget what they were.
We also have some that we could contribute to as well that we need to kind of get rid of. So I'd be happy to bring. I have to look in the closet and see, but some of it's like educational stuff, and others are like cutting mats and books or like nutrition label information. So
We
I'll
also
try to get
have-
inventory and send it over.
What about service
Like-
incentives? Like I can do free consultations or consultations at cost
Mm-hmm.
because I work with specific I guess you would say like diseases like hypertension, diabetes, or pregnant women can do like one free consultation. Like you could maybe win it or something like that.
Little raffle.
Yeah, raffle. That's a great idea. Everybody
I'll
wants
write
a
it
raffle,
down, yeah.
Right?
So you want to say like,
Or you could maybe do a passport where if they visit different vendors' tables, they get a stamp And if you
Yeah.
visit them all, the first one to visit all of them can get some
Mhm.
perks, some swag. Or,
Yeah, okay, that's what
Okay.
you guys do, Savannah, right?
Yeah, so,
You gotta stay.
yeah, we have stamps. So do we want to allot some money?
I'd be willing to donate a service.
Awesome.
Ooh,
Same. I would do that too. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, Tracy.
They
Thanks.
do say Florida Health on them, but we have like the My Plate plates and like measuring cups. Even though we're not allowed to use those anymore, we can still give them though. We can give them away because we're not allowed to use them. But
For what it's worth, we're also sitting on a lot of my plate stuff too that we're still using. So we're acting like it's still a thing. So
We're giving-
Do you want to pay for any incentives or just collect donation incentives?
About like a vegetable baskets.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, yeah, win some produce. I think my only question about is logistics for something like this, because like somebody comes up and they're there for 5 minutes. So like, are you gonna make them come back to get it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna leave it at the store for them to pick up? Like, how do we? Although I see with consultations, it's probably easier. If you win a consultation, they just have to reach out to the provider. So.
Yeah, and I know sometimes like when we get invited to events, it'll be like each vendor is asked to bring like a goodie bag or like a basket, so we could like do I think more on like a donation base for incentivizing. Unless you guys like it matters that says Homegrown Hillsborough on it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's more so people physically getting here.
Oh yeah.
If you collect your raffle tickets all day or whatever, they're gone.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm not spending 3 hours coordinating
no.
how to go pick up or I need to be in here. We can either like leave it there or just do things that they can get via email.
True. Yeah. True.
Yeah. Something like that. Like, I mean, it's okay to have a $0 line item, but just so we don't forget this is in it.
Are we having any performance or like music or like sound healing or
Ask Nick if he wants to do something.
I think we have a speaker. I don't know how big you guys are thinking this event's gonna be, like 10 vendors or like 3, like Department of Health and Feed Tampa Bay and like the cooking demo. I don't know what kind of space they have out there. I don't think it's that big of an event to have like live music or like sound healing. I don't know. I think that's.
I haven't seen it, so.
Yeah.
From what I'm trying to think, we had like one big tent for testing, and then we had Empath Health testing van that was parked there, and then I think we had like 4 or 5 other tents. So yeah, but it was also like we're this close to the next person's tent, so.
I think it's up to you guys how big you want the events to be, because that does add more work, either to you or to the champion, coordinating more and more organizations. But that's up to you. If you have the capacity to do it, I say go for it. But if you don't want to overextend yourselves or it's up to you.
This is a good start, and I think that anything that, we might be not thinking about right now, we can always allocate in the extra 5,000 or 2,000, whatever we have left.
Whatever you end up making your total.
If you have a small venue, sound healing actually goes over better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want it to be intimate. If it's too big, like the residents will get lost.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So do we want to wrap up our budget section?
Okay, so let me see. We have 2,300 remaining, and then these are just all estimates, and they're gonna be like.
I could switch the formula to make these all add up instead of subtract. That would be better. I didn't think about it that way.
Let's ask our treasurer how would he like it.
What do you think, RJ? Should we make it addition instead of subtraction? Make your life easier?
Hello. He's on mute. Yeah.
Sorry, were you guys saying something? Got distracted. Obviously you were. What did I miss?
For this spreadsheet, would it make more sense to make it addition instead of subtraction so we can just add up all of our totals and it'll just tell us and we just kind of know that the cap is maximum 15?
Sorry. Can someone repeat that?
Yeah.
It might just be my headset.
Okay.
Truthfully.
I don't even know which side it's on. This is the microphone. Should we make it addition instead of subtraction on this spreadsheet so that it's instead of coming out of 10,000, it's just adding up and we just know where the cap is at. The true cap is 15, but we don't have to get to 15.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. And we can even put a little note on the side too that it's addition and cap at 15.
I will do that, not in front of everyone on Excel because it will take too long.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for making you go up to the mic just for that, Savannah.
Oh, good.
Okay, so we've done our budget detail, and then we did our cooking demo schedule already. We have our schedule. Yeah, we jumped ahead. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we got the schedule for that.
Then maybe coordinate it with the partners or the service providers. On which day?
Should we do like how you do it? Pick a certain day and have it at the same time.
The same time recurring. Yeah. Like say certain.
No, we don't have to pick right now.
Oh, you don't have to pick right now.
Just
Okay, so we
curious.
don't have to pick right now then. Okay.
So
Once per month. Okay, then next will be on the item deliverables for next meeting. And that'll be what
what do you guys need to do before the next meeting to keep
yeah,
those
what we need to do.
everyone's tasks?
Meet with Joanna
Mm-hmm.
and talk to her about our like MOU.
Our
for her.
MOU and her duties.
Yeah.
And then we offer her a contract for 5,000 and let that be our at least tentative amount, I guess. So next on the deliverable, yes.
And then meet with Joanna and the meat market man.
Are we sure it's a guy?
Yeah, his name's Brian. His name's Brian.
Yeah, you mentioned Brian.
So don't even go there.
Are we still sure it's a guy? It could be a female Brian.
Mr. Wagner, I was like, dang it, not again.
I'm glad I'm not the only
Yeah, I
one.
told you, you're not the only one that does it. Sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Who is going to meet with them? Is it just going to be who's available, or is it?
We had already said the co-chairs would meet with her.
So you guys are meeting with her
Mhm.
and with the meat market,
Mm-hmm.
just to yeah. So I think 3 people going in there to talk to one person is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
And then we're to have the produce situation all.
Oh, yeah.
We need to have that figured out, and the amounts, and the transportation amounts figured out by next meeting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can put me down for talking to the Sulphur Springs pantry contact and getting a better idea about the area.
Okay, cool. Research out spring.
I always felt so. Is there? So
You are. Is it?
wait. So.
I feel,
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, so hold on. Who's meeting with the produce suppliers?
That will come out of our meeting with the other leaders from the other group. The fees I know, but we need to meet. We need to schedule a meeting then with them as well. So we as a group can determine who need to meet. I mean, the co-chairs don't just need to meet with them.
So I'll just make that co-chairs and available members.
Yeah, you go.
So you don't have to be there, but you can be there.
Yeah. Okay.
I know about that meeting.
Is anyone gonna like reach out to people who are doing the cooking demos and talk to get their pricing or see if they're interested, coordinating, something like that?
Yeah, Michelle. Michelle, I just designated you. I'm sorry. Listen to me. That's your expertise. I'm so sorry. Oh, gosh.
I can create like a mock flyer of what like Homegrown Hillsborough neighborhood store just to have for next meeting because I know printing sometimes
Dude, that'd be good to have a
takes a second.
sample.
Mhm.
Okay, yes. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, then I have to have the memorandum, MOU updated to include the list of duties. Yes, responsibilities and duties. How we will share? Yeah. Okay. I think that's all we. Yeah, that's all we need to.
I know Savannah said to, or sorry, not Savannah.
Monica.
Gosh, my brain's all over the place. I'm looking at you. To do to do an outreach event before. Should we talk to the meat market and Joanna to see if they're interested in that or?
Like before the cooking demos?
Yeah, or just maybe or before we put all the produce in there because I know they're saying something about like a survey or something.
It's up to you guys. Do you want to do a fifth event? Or because it said the cooking things would start in May.
Yeah.
So you could do an April outreach survey event.
I don't know. I was just asking because
I'm asking you guys.
I know that she mentioned that.
What do you think?
What does that mean?
I think that's what she was trying to say was do something before that's not jump straight into we won't put the produce in the store. Do something before we I guess give tell them that that's our goal in the meeting, but then be if we want to get involved starting steps. I guess that.
Like the kickoff event.
Yeah,
like a kickoff. Yeah.
One thing we could do is, it's near the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you could have an event, outside of the school, obviously with the school's permission or somewhere nearby, and you could hand out a handout explaining what you're doing and give away some free produce.
3 bags of produce. Ooh, yeah.
I know, maybe just for in the meet with Joanna of responsibility contract and then establish if they're in, or I guess in the meat market or Joanna in the meat market contact just to talk about maybe doing an initial
meet and greet type thing.
Yeah. And she knows since she knows the community well, she'll probably have some ideas about where and how. Yeah.
Initial.
What do we want to call it? Initial event, or you want to call it kickoff?
Kickoff. Initial. Kickoff.
Great. Anything else we need to do to move this forward before March? March 9th.
That's our next meeting?
Yeah, next meeting is March 9th. Oh, maybe the 10th, sorry. I have it right here. March 10th is our next meeting. Anything else?
I think we're good. We've covered everything.
Okay, well, that's good. We have about 7 minutes left, and we have to do our meeting ratings.
Okay.
It's going to take me a second because I'm going to have to update it and put Holly on it. Yeah.
You have Sonia on there?
I'm going for it.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For some context of what this is, for those who this their first meeting, we rate all of our meetings to kind of gauge if they were valuable so that, we know if we need to do things different in the future. So we rate them on participation, achievement, listening, and scheduling. And you can see the questions there at the bottom. So we just do this at the end of every meeting to kind of keep ourselves accountable for how the meetings go. So, how about participation? Regina, 1 through 5.
Participation, This meeting 5.
Michelle? Oh, did we lose Michelle? We lost
So
Michelle.
she had to go far to
Okay.
me.
RJ?
5.
Holly? Eileen? Great. What about achievement? Did we accomplish what we set out to do?
According to the agenda.
And we didn't quite finish the budget.
No, we
but
didn't.
We did like
4.
Alright.
4.
RJ?
Did we miss some things?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't like finish the budget and like I don't know. I think the work plan still has
Some tweeting.
Yeah, it's not complete.
Okay. 4.
Oh, all right. Listening. Were people focused and mindful? What do you think?
5.
RJ?
5 for me, -2 because you guys got me distracted for a minute.
So 3?
5. Yeah.
5.
Good group effort.
And lastly, did we stick to our agenda and use our time wisely? Everyone was on time. That was my bad that we started so late because my computer was not happy. So I apologize again for the computer issues. What do you think?
Since you were tardy.
I was here.
I can't say. Okay, 5. Reschedule.
Okay.
No. It's a 5. Yeah.
You can put me for 5, Savannah.
I told you to change me to 5.
Any final words? Anything else?
Okay, with that said, we are done with our meeting, and the next meeting will be held March the 10th, same place, Jimmy Kill, and then you'll be online. Any comments from our online newbies?
I apologize for being a little late today. I had a client who just had a baby after a really arduous
Oh,
labor, and I've been struggling to catch up ever since, so I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Sonia, what do you? Yeah, thanks for coming. Sonia, you have any input?
great meeting. Again, I thought everyone stayed, really on point and we got a lot done. So it's great to see. I have a prospective student visiting on March 10th. I'm not sure what time my meetings are with her, so I'll do my best to make the next one, but I'm not sure.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. With that, we'll wrap this up.
Thanks again. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.